I'm really excited to be here to kick off the first session in our InsuranceNow track. I am Darren Reffitt. I'm the product marketer for InsuranceNow. I'm excited to introduce Zachary Gustafson, and he will be kicking us off with our InsuranceNow Welcome and Business Update.
Thank you. Thanks, Darren. Thank you, Darren. Am I on? Can you hear me? Bueller? Okay, good. Hey, everybody. Thanks for coming. It's really good to see y'all. Hope you enjoyed the morning keynotes. I personally very much enjoyed Martin Short. We're looking forward to an exciting few days here with the InsuranceNow track. We'll be going through some of that here today. This is me, which thankfully not wearing the same shirt that I am wearing in the picture. That has happened before. It's really awkward. It's like, no, really, I have more than one shirt. So I oversee the InsuranceNow and the claims businesses here at Guidewire. As I was telling somebody this morning, that's actually a really interesting combination because it allows me to see sort of the full breadth of our customer base. It also informs my view that will come out a bit more through the course of the session on sort of the value of what you like to call big Guidewire to the InsuranceNow business. I am originally from Northeast Ohio, for those of you who don't know me, Cleveland area, where my great-great-grandfather was actually the shop foreman who oversaw the mixing of the first can of Sherwin-Williams paint. And I'm now based in the San Francisco Bay Area, where there is, in fact, a Sherwin-Williams paint store just down the street from my house, which gives me a nice little smile every time I go by. I've been responsible for the InsuranceNow business for about 4 years now, a little more than 4 years. I've greatly enjoyed getting to know all of you, your colleagues, your businesses, and I've come to have a great sort of personal fondness for this market segment. So really glad to be here with you today and the rest of the week. As a reminder, any future-looking features and functionality that comes up in this conversation, spoiler, there will be, is covered under our safe harbor statement, which our attorneys spent way more time writing than you're going to spend reading. Okay. First, I want to introduce the team that's here today. We have a phenomenal, there's that word again, team from InsuranceNow that's here this week. I'd like to introduce them. Many of them are probably in the room, or at least some of them are in the room. Ben Geyer, many of you know, is our head of product management. He's got Tom and Deb here from his team. Angela Wolterstorff is our head of customer success for InsuranceNow. She is incidentally both a former InsuranceNow partner and a former InsuranceNow customer herself. She has Leslie, Steve, and Kevin with her from her team. Richard Henderson, I'm sure many of you know, leads our delivery services organization. He has Connie and Tim here from his team. Zach Collins, who leads our solution consulting organization for InsuranceNow, along with Sherry, Matt, and Mike from his team. And then Darren, who you just heard from, who leads product marketing for InsuranceNow. And Tony Lamond, who's our new head of sales for InsuranceNow, and his team, Mike, Quinn, and Ryan. All those folks are here. They're all here for you, so please do spend some time chatting with them over the course of the next few days. Over the next 30 minutes or so, I'm going to outline the sessions in the InsuranceNow track. We're going to do a bit of a year in review, highlight new joiners to the community, celebrate some big milestones, bring you up to date on some of our business metrics. We'll zoom out a little bit on the InsuranceNow product journey and some of the incredible value that we're building together. And then we'll offer you a glimpse along the way of some great customer stories that we've documented, give you an opportunity to think about maybe doing one of those yourselves. And we should have plenty of time at the end for a bit of Q&A. All right, so let's talk about what else we have in store for you this week. The session immediately following this one, although I don't think in the same room, nope, okay, is our regular update on our most recent product release, the 2022.2 version that we call Flen, and hopefully you all know how to pronounce that now. We'll have the first of 2 customer-led sessions. The one later this afternoon is from Cure Auto Insurance. They'll be speaking about their path to a 6-month implementation. And even if you are sort of long past your implementation, I implore you to not tune out during that. I think they did a version of this at ISA earlier this year, and it has some really good learnings in there for projects of any shape and size at any stage. And as a bit of a preview, here's a short video overview of Cure and their story.
We had the goal that we were going to go live in the state of Michigan, writing personal auto insurance, which is what we currently do for New Jersey and Pennsylvania. We had, many goals that we wanted to accomplish very quickly with going into a new state and eventually building our brand in other states. So we wanted a system that would move at that same pace that we were looking to move at. The great thing about our process and working with Guidewire so closely on the requirements up front was that we were able to define our requirements and stick to those requirements so that there was very little scope creep, and we stayed well under budget, 30 to 40% under budget for this project.
The InsuranceNow Go product helped us a lot. Within the first 2 months, I could able to start testing the system. The base product is up, the configuration is up. My team would able to go through that process. So that could help me, give me a very good edge. InsuranceNow implementation was a very great success for us. It's been appreciated from all the angles, from all my peers, C-level peers, my CEO, and again, anybody from the user level, I'm getting appreciation because this product could change their day-to-day lives.
So I think that's what we call a trailer for the. We'll wrap up today's session content with a session on Guidewire Cloud Platform, foundational platform that, as you well know by now, underpins all of the Guidewire applications. And the most important session of the day, which is indicated by the largest box and the bright blue color, is the cocktail hour, our annual reception for InsuranceNow customers, sponsored as always by our friends at ITS. So thank you, ITS, for doing that again for us this year. Hope to see you there, spend some social time together. Tomorrow's breakout session in the afternoon starts with a little bit of choose your own adventure. You can go to a customer-led session from Innovated Holdings about reinventing a stock company with a mutual mindset, or a customer panel that is now in its second year, which is hosted by Darren and which will feature InsuranceNow customer Topa, as well as InsuranceSuite customers of Aviva UK and Mountain West Farm Bureau. You'll then be able to join with all sorts of Guidewire customers to hear from James Dolph, our Chief Information Security Officer, on Guidewire's security and compliance programs. Then there will be a sort of a deeper dive into the InsuranceNow on Guidewire Cloud Platform migration process, where you can learn about that process, ask some questions about how it's going to happen. And then finally, we'll end with a session from our solution consulting team, highlighting some of what they think are some of the maybe the best kept secrets, some of the best features that have been put into the product over the last couple years that maybe you've overlooked along the way. And then Wednesday morning, Ben and team will do our usual customer advisory group session, where the product team will come to you with some topics of interest to them to get your feedback and to get your guidance as we continue building our roadmap. So that's the track. Of course, choose your own adventure. Do what you want to do. If there's something else you see on the agenda that you want to go see, obviously you're not restricted to what was on the slides. So let's take a look now at the past year. And we'll start with a warm welcome to the new members of the InsuranceNow customer community. The first one may be a familiar name to some of you. Arrowhead was previously an ISCS self-managed customer that actually departed from Guidewire upon our sunsetting of support for self-managed InsuranceNow. And now, after a couple of years and with an eye towards some significant growth aspirations, they are back as a new Cloud InsuranceNow customer. And interestingly enough, given the experience that they had running InsuranceNow themselves for so long, Arrowhead will also be the first customer-led new implementation of InsuranceNow. So really exciting. Welcome back, Arrowhead. Welcome also to the fine folks at Erie and Niagara, based near Buffalo, New York. Like fellow InsuranceNow customer Dryden, they write under the auspices of the New York Underwriters Rating Board. And like other New York-only carriers, they do write a very wide variety of personal and commercial lines. So welcome to Erie and Niagara. And welcome to Delos, our newest customer that was just announced maybe a couple weeks ago. As a California homeowner myself, I am keenly appreciative of the mission of Delos to make wildfire risk better understood and more insurable. And coincidentally, their CEO and I share a background in aerospace engineering, which is not something I often find as an area of overlap with someone. So that was a fun thing to discover when I met him. Turning our attention to some customer milestones. We have several new initial go-lives in the past year, starting with Fremont Insurance. Fremont is part of the Auto Club group based in Michigan. They went live last November, literally just a day or two after last connection, so they missed the last one, so we'll congratulate them, nearly a year belated. Went live in the state of Wisconsin with commercial package and a lengthy list of standalone commercial lines, so congratulations to the team from Fremont. Also achieving an initial go-live, Velocity Risk Underwriters, based in Tennessee. They went live in February of this year in what was also the first partner-led implementation of InsuranceNow. So congratulations to Velocity Risk, and congratulations to Cognizant, our partner, who led this first-of-its-kind program. We also celebrated 2 new go-lives at Nationwide this past year. The brokerage business, yes, good job, Nationwide. The brokerage business wrote its first live premium in July of this year, and the commercial auto business wrote its first live premium in August of this year. That became the 5th and the 6th live instances of InsuranceNow across the Nationwide business portfolio. I know many of them are here, and we're glad to have you. Congratulations to the team at Nationwide. Longtime InsuranceNow customer, Philadelphia Contribution Ship, celebrated an initial go-live of another sort, a migration from self-managed InsuranceNow to our cloud solution. And as always, we're thrilled to support the Contribution Ship as the oldest continually operating insurance company in the United States. Congratulations on your migration to cloud. Agraria Farmers Union is celebrating a milestone, its 10th consecutive on-time major go-live. So 10 for 10 with no misses, very impressive track record. Well done, and congratulations to the team at Agraria. And finally, Andover is celebrating the completion of its state rollout process, with its final state implemented in May of this year. So on to steady state operations. Congratulations to the team at Andover. So where do we stand today as a business? 48 total InsuranceNow customers. We did, in fact, briefly hit the 50 mark earlier this year, but since then, one customer completed what was a long-planned move to InsuranceSuite, and another customer completed what was a lengthy process of running off its business. So we are at 48 today. We can get back to 50 soon. I'm confident of it. 42 of those customers are live, 3 of them on GWCP, 6 implementing on GWCP, and then 39 on our prior cloud infrastructure. What you will undoubtedly hear some Guidewire people refer to as classic. I kind of liked the way that Bill framed it in the user group yesterday as sort of cloud version 1 versus cloud version 2. So we'll certainly be spending a lot of time over the rest of this conference and into the future talking about migrating from cloud version 1 to cloud version 2. You'll note that there are no remaining new projects in flight on Classic or on Cloud version 1. So all projects, all new implementation projects for InsuranceNow at this point are on GWCP, which is an exciting milestone for us. Those 42 live customers are now collectively writing $5.2 billion of annual premium on our system as of the September month end. And this is an increase of $1.4 billion, more than $100 million per month over the last 12 months. So when we were here last year, it was $3.8 billion. Now it's 5.2. I said last year, this is my favorite chart. This is still true. This is what really shows your success on our platform, right? Real tangible growth of premium. It's also an oddly steady trajectory, which is a little bit disconcerting. And I promise you this is real data. I was actually joking with Ben the other day that if I were drawing up a business plan and I put a chart like this in it, I'd probably get laughed out of the room, right? Like, okay, come on, you can be a little more creative than just drawing a straight line up and to the right. But this is real. It's real data. It's the facts. And if trend holds, we will probably be well north of 6 and heading towards 7 by the time we meet here, or by the time we meet in Nashville next year. And the happy story continues on the upgrade update topic. A significant majority of you are now getting current and staying current on our software, which is really great and really exciting. Last year, our team did 12 updates covering 30 total versions, and that doesn't count upgrades that were done by customers themselves. So really exciting progress here, really glad to see it. 2/3 of live customers are now within 2 years of the current version, and 13 customers, that last bar on the right, nearly 1/3 of the live customer base, are on a version of software that didn't exist a year ago today. So that's really cool. So now I want to turn my attention to the product. And as I said before, I want to zoom out a little bit on where we've come from, where we are, and where we're going together. So this is InsuranceNow, sort of on the slide metaphorically, if you will, in a void, which is maybe how some of you felt when you first came over during the Guidewire acquisition. Hopefully we've overcome that by now. But it came to us as a standalone product, right? It came to us as a product that was sort of disconnected from, obviously, anything else in the Guidewire universe. And over the course of, sort of every 6 months, we've been releasing new versions of the software. Over time, those versions have gotten meatier. They've gotten better at delivering significant capabilities, fewer numbers of more significant capabilities. They've also, lately gotten cool names and fancy badges. But this has sort of driven a tremendous spike in the upgrade adoption I just spoke to, a return of sales momentum, and that trend continues with the Flen release today. And we will continue this, 6 months over 6 months over 6 months to continue to deliver more and more good stuff. And just to kind of refresh your memory on some of what that good stuff has been over the last several years, right? Obviously, this is not exhaustive, but you'll remember, right? We had a wholesale user experience redesign. We built Studio for visual configuration. We built Data Service for near real-time population of your reporting database. We added multi-factor authentication support for enhanced user security. We added embedded business intelligence reporting with Looker. We added a significant range of workflow enhancements across policy, billing, and claims. We added a payments API to enable a variety of out-of-the-box payments capabilities. We added split carrier and policy extension capabilities to serve unique use cases in your businesses. We added a modern API-based email service. And recently, we added an outbound SMS messaging service to better serve your customers on their terms. Right. All of this, and much, much more, obviously, now inside the box of InsuranceNow. And I think that's important and that's compelling. But I think what's perhaps even more compelling is what has happened around the box. Right? So if I start to kind of think through what that was, first and foremost, complete modernization of our APIs. Right? Now we have a full set, modern RESTful APIs, which supports not only a significantly enhanced service portal for account management, but also a new sales portal for direct-to-consumer offerings of key personal lines. Many of you have seen, we built a demo agent portal on top of those APIs to illustrate the art of the possible, and many of you are building your own custom experiences on top of those APIs. We've integrated to Guidewire Predict to enable predictive modeling that flows insights directly back into your system of record, into InsuranceNow. We integrated Guidewire Science for Small Business to enable risk intelligence for underwriting commercial enterprises. We adopted Guidewire Cloud Platform, obviously one of the largest ongoing R&D investments at all of Guidewire, not only to standardize our infrastructure, but to deliver sort of the foundation of significant operational value to you. We've made significant inroads into the Guidewire marketplace, now 39 apps from 10 different partners certified for use with InsuranceNow. We also pioneered a new way of delivering line of business content, what we called InsuranceNow Go, which then was sort of recognized as really powerful and expanded to InsuranceSuite, and now is called Guidewire Go. And to date, we have Go products for InsuranceNow, which can reduce the effort required to implement a line of business by up to 30 to 50% for homeowners, dwelling, personal auto, personal umbrella, farm owners. And this is actually, if I can, a brief aside, this is a good example of something that several of you have asked us about in the past. Are there things that start in InsuranceNow and then move to InsuranceSuite instead of just the other way around? This is a definitive yes to that question, right? This was something that we came up with within InsuranceNow and was seen as very valuable and is now available elsewhere. In addition to the platform infrastructure, we're starting to adopt other platform microservices, starting with Advanced Product Designer. This is philosophically aligned with the Go idea, right? It enables the visual configuration, visual mapping of a new insurance product that can then be imported directly into InsuranceNow Studio for some final configuration touches before deployment to your instance. And now if I paint in the background a little bit, you'll start to see that this picture looks a lot like what you saw on the main stage today, right? It's a bit of a riff on the architecture picture that you saw earlier. This is obviously an InsuranceNow specific version of it. But it neatly aligns with sort of the platform applications content mantra, right? With Marketplace sitting adjacent that enables sort of the expansion of the universe theoretically without limit to the right. And it shows, I think, InsuranceNow pretty clearly, no longer as a standalone core system, but rather the hub of an internal and external ecosystem that's founded by, informed by investments that are well outside the range of just the InsuranceNow product team, right? But this only gets us to where we are today, so let's talk about what's next. With Flen, we are once again introducing several new capabilities, among them a predict dashboard. So a dashboard for data coming back from predictive analytics modeling that presents key metrics and insights from the associated models in a visual form, right, for easy consumption by a claim handler, easy consumption by an underwriter. So not just data that comes back, but a visual representation of that data. An upload and download utility for large schedules to simplify the management of locations, risks, vehicles, drivers on a large commercial policy. And an automated mass interest change feature which supports the not infrequent use case of bank sells off a set of mortgages, and then you have to update the mortgagee and the loan number on tens, hundreds, maybe even thousands of policies. So again, all of those now inside the box. Let's take a look at what's new with Flen around the box. First, Hazard Hub. This was mentioned on the main stage today. You'll note that Hazard Hub has actually replaced the science icon on this diagram because we've now combined the casualty risk analytics from science and the property risk analytics from Hazard Hub under a single Hazard Hub brand. And with Flen, all of that goodness is now pre-integrated with InsuranceNow. This is awesome. If you have not seen this, you really need to, if you write property. Second, a Go line of business for commercial auto, the first of what will be many commercial Go lines in our portfolio. Like the other Go lines before it, it represents a fully built-out product definition, including rating, rules, forms, that can reduce the implementation effort for that line by up to half. A couple of new interesting announcements in the marketplace area. First, we are welcoming Turi to our marketplace. In another example of new to InsuranceNow first, Turi built a mobile app for our customer Innovated Holdings and has since genericized that app for availability in our marketplace. So I know many of you have asked us in the past about mobile apps. We're still not going to build one. But they have, and if you'd like to talk to them, I'm sure they'd be happy to talk to you about it. You also heard a bit on stage this morning about One Inc. We are starting the process of, or actually fairly deep in the process, of a significant investment in out-of-the-box One Inc. capabilities. In the Flen release, we've enabled inbound IVR payments from One Inc. with much more to come. In fact, let's look at what's more to come. Beyond Flen, specific to One Inc., we will be enabling inbound ACH payments. We will be enabling the One Inc. wallet. We will be enabling outbound payments as well. All of these are currently targeted to be delivered in the Garmisch release next spring, and also back-patched to Flen. So by the time we get to Garmisch, so basically spring of next year, anyone who upgrades to Flen or later will be able to take advantage of basically any capability that One Inc. offers out of the box. We also have 8 other apps in progress or in planning across the marketplace in areas that include fraud detection, print management, and aerial imagery. We're planning significant new capabilities within the platform, including integration framework, which you heard a bit about this morning, the Cloud Console, which is what enables the self-service that you saw on the main stage this morning, and data platform. All right, so big enterprise level type of investments that will ultimately be available to InsuranceNow. We're also planning, and in the process of building, integrations to 2 other analytics applications. Compare for anonymized claims benchmarking across all participating customers. That would be InsuranceNow and InsuranceSuite. So if you'd like to benchmark yourselves against anonymously, but some of the big boys, that's for you. And Canvas, which is a visual mapping tool for policy and claim locations, which can aid in any number of use cases, but the most common ones would be risk concentration analysis and catastrophe preparedness and response. And then our next Go line of business will be commercial property. So commercial auto and FLEN, commercial property to follow, GL to follow that. Ultimately, get us to a point where we will be able to deliver a full commercial package Go line at some point in the future. So, I mean, that's pretty cool, right? I showed this when we were prepping for this session. I showed this to a few people on the product team who actually had a hand in making this a reality over the last few years. And even they were impressed. Like, they're like, man, that's a lot of stuff. And I think it really drives home the point that I was making at the beginning, that this is a product, this is a business, this is a customer community that is now uniquely benefiting from its position within the Guidewire portfolio, right? The capabilities that we can deliver to InsuranceNow as a consequence of the more than $200 million a year that goes into Guidewire R&D now enables you to drive your businesses forward in a way that is increasingly fairly much resembles what happens in the other rooms, right? Looks a lot like what we can offer to InsuranceSuite customers. And when you couple that with the cost profile of InsuranceNow, I think there's a compelling case to be made that this product is the best value for the money in insurance core systems. And if it isn't yet today, then it will be. This is our aspiration. This is our vision. This is our expectation of what we will deliver to you. We've been embracing this phrase internally for the last year or so. We've been sort of hesitant to say it out loud. We're saying it out loud now. Okay? I think you should expect this from us. You should demand this from us because we expect and we demand it of ourselves. Finally, I want to give you a sneak peek of another example of a customer spotlight, this one from our friends at Armed Forces Insurance. This truly is a sneak peek because it won't even be added to our website until next week. So let's see what Armed Forces has to say.
Our mission at Armed Forces Insurance is our members. We serve the military community wherever they are around the world, active duty and retired. Folks need to be able to be serviced 24/7, and so we have to have that technology to be able to support our customers however they want to do business with us. InsuranceNow has been a game changer. It has allowed us to go faster. It's allowed us to much more accurately price, providing many, many more price points.
Our relationship with Guidewire started in 2011. The evolution that we've seen with the InsuranceNow platform, especially from the front end, the UI, it has evolved significantly. Our users love it. We've seen changes with claims management, claims handling. We've seen changes in being able to own our rating portion of the system, being able to roll these products out at a speed that we haven't seen before.
When we began our Guidewire implementation, our pricing structure was very simplistic. Guidewire allowed us to basically innovate with our pricing structure. We were able to implement a bi-parallel multivariate product within that system. While we continue to implement new states, new products, we also have a very active plan of updating existing products. By having Excel designed rating in-house, which allows our team to do those pricing model changes, they can make changes as they need them. So we can add rating components, new factors, new features that we were unable to do before this.
The Guidewire platform has greatly improved our ability to grow because we're able to properly price for risks in a given area. Our latest product rollouts have been under budget and ahead of schedule. So we're hitting project deadlines routinely, which the company likes, the board likes, and as CIO, I like.
So we love those videos. We hope you do too. We hear great feedback from the customers after they do them. They love being able to show those internally and kind of claim success for what they've done. We also think it really illustrates the impact you have on your companies, your colleagues, your communities, those you serve, and that obviously motivates us as we serve you. If you would like to be featured in a video like that, please do see Darren, talk to Carrie, who's one of our customer marketing folks, and we'll be happy to put our brilliant video team to bear with you. Great. Thank you all. You know where to reach me if you need to. Enjoy the rest of your time.